Yeah, so I did the Media BTEC course back in 2010 to 2012. I wanted to find a course that was more practical, and I didn't want to do exams and stuff like that. It's perfect for me because it gave me the chance to work with kit. Um, it gave me the chance to just learn the ins and outs of what kind of paperwork and processes you have to go through when you're putting together something for any kind of client or anything like that. I've become a content logger where I essentially was watching Premier League archive Premier League matches and just logging what was happening, which was both fun and also tedious because obviously you want to do more things. But from that, I also was, shadowing other things. So I was working with the news department there. I was doing bits and bobs on the other higher media management side of things, which then within less than a year, I was actually bumped up to a media coordinator, which is a lot more responsibility because basically everything that comes into the studios for all the different departments, you've got to look after and make sure it gets in, which is what I was doing. And then that was all in my first season there. The second season, I was actually put in charge of the logging team while also media coordinating. So that was the first half of the season. And that went very well. So much so the gaffer said it was the best logging team they had. And I had a phone call and they wanted me to try a planning role on the Premier League World Team, which is a show that's been running for years. It's like a documentary style show. It's one of the few shows, I should say, actually, that goes out around the world to all the broadcasters that we have, but also it goes out in the UK on both Sky and BT. I've been in it over 2 years now, but it's great because they must like me because they sent me to Switzerland, they've sent me to Portugal, they've sent me to Edinburgh back in a day to do a shoot. They let me run my own shoots, cut my own features while I'm still doing the other stuff. And it's even though I've not got that title of AP yet, which, to be honest, the lockdown has kind of ruined that because I was kind of looking to go into that for the start of the new season, but that's all gone crazy. But yeah, I've still had the opportunity to cut a lot of things and make a portfolio, which was always impressive for people who are looking in because they see that you've put this together while doing all the other stuff in another role, which hopefully when everything goes back to normal will go to my advantage. So yeah, I've been busy.
Who's the most famous person that you've worked with so far?
Sounds a bit big-headed when I say this, Tom. The one I'm most proud of, or the two I'm most proud of, are Frank Lampard and Wayne Rooney. So basically, when Frank was the manager of Derby, straight away I knew I wanted to cover it. Even though it was Championship, it's Frank Lampard, Premier League legend, won the league. You know it's going to be a good enough story. I think I got in touch a month after he got the job, and it took me until the last month of that season to actually get it over the line. So to get that, and then it panned out so well that I managed to get everyone into Derby County Training Ground. We mic'd him up on a training session. I managed to get, I think we had 4 camera ops, a sound op. We managed to get, they'd literally give us free reign of training. So we turned up and we said, how much training can we get? And he said, just however you want, just don't get in the way. I was like, brilliant. So we had a camera following Frank with the mic. He had the mic there, so we could keep picking up on that. And then I was off with another cameraman, getting the goalkeepers training, shooting in high motion, slow mo, real time, because obviously with the documentary style, you want to kind of get it all good together. On top of that, I was also in charge of the drone. So I was working with the drone people, saying exactly what shots to want. But because I had to sort out all the health and safety stuff and understand where they can and can't shoot, I was kind of saying, right, we can go around there, but you can't shoot on that bit there. I kind of pushed it a bit. There was one shot which is used in the piece, which they were really happy with. There's a bit where Frank, he was so involved in the training, he'd have all the defenders at the back and he'd be crossing the ball in for the attackers to go with. He was part of it. So we literally had the drone hovering 10 feet behind him, if that. But because of the lens, it looks brilliant. And every time he had the ball go, we'd come pan out a bit and it would work brilliantly with the ball going and him there. So yeah, total mad day. Because then after the training, we had to sort out the interview. So we all shot into this tiny little press room that we had. I think there was 7 or 8 of us in this room, and then Frank walked in. He went, "All right." So yeah, it was a crazy day. But there's some people where, like Frank, who's media trained, who picks it up like that, knows exactly what you want, and it'll give it you. There's some people who will fight it and make you work for it.
That's ace, man. Thank you so much for talking to me today, Sam.
No worries, man.
Appreciate that. All right. You have a good afternoon. Enjoy the footy the weekend.